Good morning, children. Till now, I was taking Zoom class with you. However, this time I have decided to send you a video which I believe you will find more helpful. This will also help to utilize the time more efficiently. This chapter, nitric acid, will be divided into 2 to 3 lectures. So, 2 to 3 videos will be sent to you on the scheduled class dates. Please go through those videos carefully, and after finishing the chapter, I shall take a Zoom class for clearing the doubts if any. Nitric acid. It is a strong monoprotic mineral. Monoprotic mineral means it is having only one hydrogen. Monoprotic mineral acid comprising of atom of hydrogen, one atom of hydrogen. It is having 3 atoms of oxygen and 1 atom of nitrogen. You can see here 1 atom of nitrogen, 1 atom of hydrogen and 3 atoms of oxygen are present. It gets almost completely ionized in aqueous medium. When I was talking to you about the acid-base salt, that chapter, then I told you that nitric acid is completely ionized in aqueous medium, that is completely ionized in water. The molecular formula of nitric acid is HNO3. All of you know about it. On keeping it for some time, the acid turns yellow due to the formation of nitrogen dioxide vapor. If you will keep it for some times, then it will turn yellow because of the formation of nitrogen dioxide vapor. History of nitric acid. Historically, this acid was obtained by calcining a mixture of niter KNO3, alum K2SO4 Al2SO4 whole 3 .24H2O, that is the formula of alum that already we have read, and blue vitriol is copper sulfate. In ancient time, calcining means it's heated. Niter, potassium nitrate, alum and blue vitriol, that is copper sulfate. This was known as aqua fortis. What is the meaning of aqua fortis? See, aqua fortis. The meaning of aqua fortis means strong water. And why it was called so? Because it reacted with almost all metals. Nitric acid. That is why it was known as aqua fortis, meaning strong water. It could even dissolve silver, which was not soluble by any other acids. Then next, in 1658, the nitric acid is obtained by distilling niter, that is potassium nitrate KNO3 with sulfuric acid. This is the laboratory preparation also, potassium nitrate with sulfuric acid, that I'll come afterwards in the following slides. In 1776, Lavoisier proved that nitric acid contains oxygen. And in 1784, Cavendish proved that it also contains hydrogen and nitrogen in addition to oxygen. Occurrence of nitric acid. Nitric acid may be found in free state in rainwater. We can get nitric acid in free state in rainwater. It occurs in traces from atmospheric nitrogen due to lightning which gets dissolved in rainwater during precipitation. Okay, next is we can get nitric acid in the combined state. It may be found in metallic nitrates such as Chile saltpeter, that is sodium nitrate. The name of sodium nitrate is Chile saltpeter. Nitre, as I told you, nitre is KNO3 and calcium nitrate CaNO3 whole 2. We can get nitric acid in the combined state in these metallic nitrates. This is an important slide, children. How does nitric acid form in atmosphere? See the following steps. The first, what is happening? Nitrogen and oxygen present in air react during lightning discharge to form nitric oxide. See the reaction? N2 and O2 in the atmosphere, they are present in the atmosphere, and during the lightning this is reacting together and we are getting nitric oxide, that is NO. This is nitric oxide. Now this nitric oxide NO is oxidized to nitrogen dioxide after that. See, NO is reacting with O2 and it is giving you NO2, nitrogen dioxide. Then this nitrogen dioxide dissolve in the moisture present in air or rainwater. After the formation of nitrogen dioxide, it is dissolving the moisture present in the air or with the rainwater in presence of oxygen to form nitric acid. See the reaction? NO2 plus H2O plus O2. That means oxygen, water and nitrogen dioxide. When these three things are reacting together, then we are getting nitric acid. Again come here, during precipitation, this comes down and combines with the metallic oxide present in the soil. This is also very important. It is combined with the metallic oxide present in the soil during precipitation. This nitric acid is coming down during the precipitation and it is combined with the metallic oxide present in the soil. And this formation, the metallic oxide, formation of the metallic oxide, the conversion of free atmospheric nitrogen, this is free atmospheric nitrogen into useful nitrogenous compound in the soil. After the formation of all these things, after the formation of the nitric acid, then it is again coming down and combines with the metallic oxide present in the soil, and then it is forming the nitrogenous compound in the soil, and this is known as fixation of atmospheric nitrogen. This slide is important slide. What do you understand by nitrogen fixation? Nitrogen fixation is the formation of useful nitrogenous compound when the free atmospheric nitrogen is coming down and combines with the metallic oxide present in the soil. It is forming useful nitrogenous compound, and that is known as nitrogen fixation. But if it is asked write the equations of that, then you have to write all these three equations, this one and this one and this one. All these three equations you have to write. Now, laboratory preparation of nitric acid. In laboratory, this is the setup. Just see the setup, laboratory setup. This is laboratory setup for preparing nitric acid. See, these are the two reactants, A and B. Now, what are these things, A and B? A is, you can take potassium nitrate or sodium nitrate, any one of these two. And B is concentrated sulfuric acid. That means you are mixing potassium nitrate or sodium nitrate with concentrated sulfuric acid. These two are the reactants. These two are the reactants. Okay. Now, what is happening? What is the procedure? See the procedure, what is happening? Equal parts by weight of potassium or sodium nitrate is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid. This is again very important, to 180 to 200 degrees centigrade in a glass retort. Don't increase the temperature. The temperature should be 180 to 200 degrees centigrade, and we are taking the glass retort. The apparatus is glass. Why this glass apparatus is taken, why the temperature should not be increased above 200, this everything I will tell you. Now, what will happen if you heat these two? Then volatile nitric acid gas is produced, that means vapor of nitric acid will come. And it will come from this side, this pipe. Vapors of nitric acid are condensed. Now see here, the vapor of nitric acid is coming out. Now what is C? That is condensed HNO3. That is the product, condensed HNO3. The vapor of nitric acids are coming, and then it is getting when the vapor of this nitric acid are coming, it is condensed to yellow liquid by chilling the receiver by running cold water. So here the vapor are coming, now condensation take place and it is forming the liquid. We are getting yellow liquid. Am I clear to you, children? This is a laboratory preparation. Now, the reaction of this, see that KNO3 plus concentrated H2SO4, the temperature below 200 degrees centigrade, this is very, very important. We are getting KHSO4, that is potassium bisulfate, and we are getting HNO3. If we are taking NaNO3, then sulfuric acid concentrated we are using, temperature below 200 degrees centigrade. Again, we are getting in place of KHSO4, we are getting NaHSO4, that means sodium bisulfate, and we are getting HNO3. This is the reaction, this is the laboratory preparation of nitric acid. So what are the reactants we are taking? Reactants we are taking potassium nitrate or sodium nitrate and the concentrated sulfuric acid. We are heating these two below 200 degrees centigrade. We are getting the vapor of nitric acid. Then you condense it and then we are getting yellow liquid, that is nitric acid. Purification of nitric acid. Pure nitric acid is colorless. However, acid obtained in the laboratory is slightly yellow in color. Why it is yellow in color? Why we are getting yellow color? Because nitric acid, pure nitric acid should be colorless. This happens because of the partial thermal decomposition of nitric acid into brown NO2. When the nitric acid will form after the formation of nitric acid, that nitric acid due to the heat, it will decompose. This is known as due to the heat. The decomposition due to the heat is known as thermal decomposition. And because of this decomposition, partially, not the whole nitric acid will not get decomposed. Partial decomposition, thermal decomposition of nitric acid will give you NO2. Just see the reaction. 4HNO3 and 2H2O, 4NO2 plus O2, that means nitrogen dioxide is forming. And this is giving you yellow color. This color may be removed. How? Very important. By bubbling dry air of CO2 through the acid that drives away the brown NO2. And by adding excess water that dissolve brown NO2. What are the precautions that to be taken while preparing nitric acid in the laboratory? I told you that the temperature should not be increased more than 200. You have to take the glass retort, glass apparatus. Why? Why these precautions to be taken? See, the number one is all glass apparatus is to be used as nitric acid attacks cork and rubber. So we are using all glass apparatus. Now concentrated HCl is not to be used in place of H2SO4? Very, very important question, children. Why you will not use concentrated HCl in place of H2SO4 while preparing nitric acid? Because HCl being volatile, it contaminates HNO3 vapor. HCl is also vaporized. It is a volatile one. So it will contaminate HNO3. HNO3 will produce HNO3 vapor and contaminates the final product, that is HNO3. So we are not using HCl. The temperature of the reaction, the third point, the temperature of the reaction should be below, should not be above 200. So it should be below 200. Why? Because sodium sulfate at higher temperature forms a solid crust, which is difficult to remove from the glass apparatus. But if you increase the temperature above 200, your yield will be more. Though yield of nitric acid is higher at higher temperature, but we are not increasing the temperature above 200 because they will form a crust, solid crust, and this is very difficult to remove. See, NaNO3 and NaHSO4. NaHSO4 will form, that NaHSO4 will react with NaNO3 and it will give you Na2SO4. Okay, and HNO3 will produce, but this Na2SO4 will form a crust. So we are not increasing the temperature above 200. It may damage the glass apparatus. That can also happen. And nitric acid may get decomposed. If you increase the temperature, it may get decomposed. And another thing is that fuel is wasted unnecessarily because below 200 only we are getting nitric acid. Then why unnecessary to waste the fuel? This is physical properties of nitric acid. So you have come to know what is the laboratory preparation of nitric acid, how the nitric acid is prepared, what are the precautions that you have to take. Everything you have seen in the last two slides. Now, the manufacture of nitric acid by Oswald process is there. That I will do in the next lecture. That is the next video. Before that, let me just finish this physical properties and chemical properties of nitric acid. And then I'll start with the manufacture of nitric acid by Oswald process. So let us see the physical properties of nitric acid. The color of nitric acid, it is colorless liquid, 98% concentrations. But commercial nitric acid, only 68% concentrations, is yellow-brown in color. Okay. Odor, it is having a suffocating smell. Taste, acidic. Nature, hygroscopic and fumes in air. A bottle of nitric acid should always be kept bottled. Density, 1.54 gram per centimeter cube. That is 98% one, and 68% one. The density is 1.42 gram per centimeter cube. The boiling point of nitric acid is 86 degrees centigrade. Melting point is minus 42 degrees centigrade. Solubility, soluble in water in all proportions. Physiological action, non-poisonous but highly corrosive. It causes skin blisters. It stains the skin yellow through formation of xanthoprotic acid. And that is why our skin becomes yellowish color. Next, we are starting with the chemical properties of nitric acid. Stability of nitric acid. Pure nitric acid is unstable to heat and sunlight. It decomposes to produce brown nitrogen dioxide. Already I told you this. If nitric acid decomposed, because in presence of the sunlight also it can happen. It is giving you NO2, nitrogen dioxide. That makes the acid yellowish. It is difficult to produce nitric acid with purity 100%. Okay, in presence of sunlight, nitric acid decomposes even at room temperature also, and that is why in the lab, if you'll go to the lab, you'll find that the bottle of nitric acid, it is yellowish in color. Nitric acid kept in a bottle turns yellow. This question can come. Why the bottle nitric acid kept in the bottle turns yellow? This question can come. Why the bottle where nitric acid is kept turns yellow in color? It is because due to the presence of dissolved NO2. Because partially it is decomposing. So NO2 is always present in nitric acid. So for that, what we can do to avoid this decomposition, nitric acid is kept in brown bottle. We are avoiding the sunlight to come in contact with nitric acid. Am I clear to you? Acidic property of nitric acid. You all know that nitric acid means it is having an acidic property. That means it will liberate H plus ion. H plus ion is the only positive ion which will furnished from an acid when it is dissociate, when it is ionized. And the previous chapter we have done, that is the acid, bases and salt, you have seen that nitric acid is a monobasic acid. See, nitric acid on dissociation, it will give you only one hydrogen ion. Only one hydrogen ion means it is a monobasic acid. The positive ion, only one hydrogen ion. So nitric acid is a very strong monobasic acid because it is fully ionized. Fully ionized. See, this is NO3 minus and H plus. It is fully ionized. So it is a very strong acid, but monobasic. Monobasic means only one hydrogen ion, positive ion. It ionizes almost completely in water. Just now I told you to produce hydrogen and nitrate ion. This is nitrate ion, NO3 minus. This is nitrate ion. This is nitrate ion. It turns, naturally it is an acid, so it will turn blue litmus red, that you all know. Methyl orange, pink, orange to pink, and phenolphthalein will remain colorless. This already we have done in acid, bases and salt chapters. So you know about all these things. This is nothing new to you. Reaction with alkali. As you know, last chapter acid, bases and salt, I told you that when an acid reacts with an alkali, it will give you salt and water. This reaction is known as neutralization reaction. I told you that. So, in the same way, when nitric acid reacts with alkalis, it will form salt and water. So, all metallic oxide and hydroxide also. Oxide as well as hydroxide that reacts with dilute HNO3 to form their respective nitrates, that means salt. These are salts. Nitrates, it is nitric acids, So its ion is nitrate ion is producing. The last slide you have seen that H plus and NO3 to NO3 minus. So the respective nitrates, the salt of nitrates, nitrate salt will produce and water. See the reaction? This reaction K2O, that is potassium oxide, when reacts with dilute HNO3, it is giving you KNO3, potassium nitrate, CNO3, KNO3. So nitrate, potassium nitrate and water. So potassium nitrate is nothing but a salt. CuO, copper oxide plus HNO3, it is giving you copper nitrate plus water. ZNO, zinc oxide plus HNO3, it is giving you ZnNO3 whole 2 plus H2O. NaOH, now it is hydroxide. When hydroxide reacts with HNO3, it is giving you again NaNO3, sodium nitrate plus H2O. FeOH whole 3 plus HNO3, it is giving you FeNO3 whole 3 and H2O. So like that, when it is reacting with, when nitric acid reacts, dilute nitric acid reacts with, this is also very important, dilute, dilute nitric acid reacts with the metallic oxide or hydroxide, it is giving you the nitrate salt and water. Am I clear? Now when it is reacting with carbonates and bicarbonates, I already told you carbonates and bicarbonates, that means it will give you a salt, it will give you carbon dioxide, it will give you water. Okay, because it is a carbonate, so naturally CO2 will come out. So when nitric acid reacts with carbonates or bicarbonates, it will give you another salt, water and carbon dioxide will come out. See that? Calcium carbonate. It's reacting with calcium carbonate. It is giving you a salt, that is calcium nitrate. And water and carbon dioxide is coming out. Sodium bicarbonate. It is reacting with sodium bicarbonate. Again the same thing. Sodium nitrate will form H2O and carbon dioxide gas will come out. Similarly, when it is reacting with copper carbonate, it is giving you copper nitrate, it is giving you water, it is giving you CO2. Am I clear? So when nitric acid reacts with alkali, it is giving you salt and water. When nitric acid reacts with carbonates or bicarbonates, it will give you salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Like this only you have to study. Next is your chemical properties of nitric acid. Again, now the reaction with metallic sulfides and bisulfides. As it is sulfides and bisulfides, it will give you again salt plus water plus sulfur dioxide gas, because it is sulfides or bisulfides. When nitric acid, this is all dilute nitric acid, okay? When dilute nitric acid reacts with metallic sulfides or bisulfides, it will produce water-soluble nitrates. KNO3, now K2SO3, potassium sulfite. Potassium sulfite, not sulfite or not sulfate, SO3. K2SO3, it is sulfite. Sulfite, ITE, SO3. When K2SO3 react with HNO3, it will give you, again you see this is a salt, KNO3. This is potassium nitrate. This is nitrate salt. This is water soluble salt. This also I told you in the acid base chapter. Solubility of salts that you have to learn. And water will form and the gas will come out as is SO2. For carbonate and bicarbonate, the gas is coming out as CO2. Now here the gas is coming out SO2. Salt and water is common, and For carbonate and bicarbonate, again I am saying, for carbonate and bicarbonate, the salt is CO2. For sulfite and bisulfite, the salt is SO2. No, sorry, the gas is SO2. Okay? See the reactions. Copper sulfide, CuSO3, or calcium bisulfide, CaHSO3 whole 2. Okay, and HNO3, it is giving you copper nitrate, it is giving you calcium nitrate, and H2O and SO2 gas. SO2 gas is coming out. So, for that, what you have to do, children, please, this is my earnest request, please write down all the equations that you are getting in this chapter in one place. In your notebook, just write down all the reactions given in your book. For chapter nitric acid, please write it in one place. Then it will be easy for you to learn while during examination. Next, a very important property is coming, that is oxidizing property of nitric acid. Nitric acid is an acid, so naturally it is having oxidizing property. Nitric acid is a powerful oxidizing agent. It can oxidize other, itself getting reduced. Okay, that can oxidize metals, it can oxidize non-metals, and it can oxidize to organic substances. So it is a very powerful oxidizing agent. In the process, it gets reduced. As I told you, in this process, it itself gets reduced and forms product such as NO, NO2 and N2O. It is depending upon the conditions and all. However, the reactions widely vary depending upon the reactions conditions such as temperature and concentration, etc. Which one will form? NO will form or NO2 will form? Itself getting reduced. What is happening? Just see the reaction. This one you see the oxidizing property of nitric acid arises from the nascent oxygen it produces. This is nitric acid, Nitric acid arises from the nascent oxygen it produces while being decomposed. When it is decomposing, then it is giving you, this is known as nascent oxygen, very reactive. And this oxygen is responsible for the oxidizing property. Because of this nascent oxygen, because this nascent oxygen is present because of the decomposition of nitric acid, and this oxygen is responsible for the oxidizing property of nitric acid. Now see that nitric acid, when it is concentrated nitric acid we are taking, the concentration we are changing, the concentrated nitric acid, then it is giving you nascent oxygen. This dilute nitric acid is also giving you nascent oxygen. This is giving you water, this is also giving you water. But see this one, for concentrated nitric acid we are getting nitrogen dioxide. And for dilute nitric acid we are getting NO. Okay? Now let us see how it is oxidizing the metals or non-metals. What is the reaction? Action on non-metals. What is happening? When nitric acid reacts with carbon, it is giving you CO2. It is the concentrated nitric acid. This is very important. Very important. The carbon will react only with the concentrated nitric acid. If you will not write the condition, that is the concentrated nitric acid, you will not get the marks. Okay. So carbon react with concentrated nitric acid. That means non-metals reacts with concentrated nitric acid. It will give you CO2, H2O and NO2, because concentrated one decomposing, it is giving you NO2. Sulfur on reacting with HNO3, it is giving you H2SO4, H2O and NO2. Phosphorus when react with HNO3, it is giving you H3PO4, phosphoric acid, and you are getting NO2. So you can see here the balancing is 20 HNO3. So if you will not learn it, it will be difficult for you to write down the equation during the exam. The balance equation will be very difficult for you to write. So it is just practice it, learn it. Otherwise, you will find difficult. Okay. Action on metals. Action on metals. This is nitric acid reacts with all metals except gold and platinum. The action of nitric acid on metals depend on the temperature and the concentration of nitric acid. Okay, so this here we have given the reaction of copper with nitric acid, zinc with nitric acid, iron with nitric acid. And this is cold and dilute nitric acid. Cold and dilute nitric acid. Cold and dilute nitric acid. What is happening? See the reaction. Copper, when react with HNO3, it is giving you, as it is dilute nitric acid, we are getting NO. The previous slide we have seen. With concentrated nitric acid on decomposition, we are getting NO2. And dilute nitric acid on decomposition, we are getting NO. So here we are getting NO, all we are getting NO, because this is cold and dilute nitric acid. Zinc plus HNO3, it is giving you ZnNO3 whole 2 and nitric acid. Sorry, NO. Iron plus HNO3, we are getting FeNO3 whole 2 and we are getting NO. Clear? So this is the action on non-metals and action on metals. Again you see, this is the reaction of metal with nitric acid, but the condition is concentrated nitric acid or hot dilute nitric acid. Hot dilute or concentrated nitric acid. Previously we have seen cold and dilute nitric acid. Reaction of nitric acid with metal when the nitric acid is cold and dilute. Now I am seeing the reaction of metal with nitric acid when it is concentrated nitric acid or hot dilute. So what we are getting? NO2, copper nitrate and NO2, zinc nitrate and NO2, iron nitrate and NO2. I think now it is easy for you to remember. With the dilute nitric acid, it is giving you NO. With the concentrated nitric acid or the hot dilute nitric acid, it is giving you NO2. Like that you have to remember. And you have to practice it by writing, children. Otherwise, you will not able to recall anything during examination. So you have to practice it By writing only. Okay. Now come here, this one. The metals like iron, aluminium, cobalt and nickel become passive, that is inert, when treated with concentrated nitric acid. Why? Why? Okay. This happens because a very thin layer of inert metal oxide, iron oxide, aluminium oxide, whatever it may be, forms on the surface of the metal and thereby stopping the reaction. Am I clear? A very thin layer of inert metal oxide will form, which will cover the surface of the metal and it will stop the reaction. The passivity may be removed. How? By rubbing the surface with a sandpaper. If we'll rub the surface with the sandpaper, then the thin film will remove. That is, the metal oxide thin film will form, it will remove, or by treating the surface with a strong reducing agent. So all these are important. Okay. Now, dilute nitric acid is considered a typical acid except for its reaction with metal as being a strong oxidizing agent. It normally does not liberate hydrogen. Dilute nitric acid is considered a typical acid except for its reaction with metal. As being a strong oxidizing agent, it normally does not liberate hydrogen. Okay, you know that it is not liberating hydrogen like Mg plus HNO3, Mg plus H2SO4. We are getting MgSO4 plus H2. But dilute nitric acid is considered a typical acid except for its reaction with metal. As being a strong oxidizing agent, it normally does not liberate hydrogen. However, in the following reactions, it liberates hydrogen, a very dilute, about 1% acid, when it is react with magnesium or manganese at room temperature to give their nitrates and hydrogen gas. Oxidizing action of acid is much reduced due to dilution. If it is concentrated or if it is normal dilution, then it will act as an oxidizing agent. So hydrogen will not produce. But if you are making it very dilute, that is 1%, then it can react with magnesium to give you hydrogen. It can react with manganese to give you hydrogen. But it is very dilute, that is 1% dilution. Am I clear to you, children? Now, one very important property of nitric acid, that is nitric acid acts as aqua regia, which is also known as royal water. What is aqua regia? All you know about aqua regia, it is a very strong acid. That aqua regia is having a capability of dissolving silver, gold, platinum also. This type of metal which is very unreactive. Now, what is aqua regia? This is one part concentrated nitric acid mixed with 3 parts concentrated HCl. When we are mixing 1 part by volume of nitric acid, concentrated nitric acid, and 3 parts by volume concentrated hydrochloric acid, HCl, is mixed, then we are calling that mixture as aqua regia, which is also known as royal water. What is happening? What is the reaction going on? That means something is producing because of the action of concentrated nitric acid and concentrated hydrochloric acid. Something is producing. It is producing something which is actually responsible for the oxidizing property. What is happening? HNO3 and 3 parts of HCl, when it is reacting, then we are getting nitrosyl chloride NOCl, H2O, and this is the most important thing, that is nascent chlorine. Okay, Now, aqua regia react even with noble metals like gold, platinum to give their chlorides. What is happening? This nascent chloride, nascent chlorine, when it is reacting with platinum, then this, after the reaction, it will give you platinum 4 chloride. That means platinum is now getting dissolved in this aqua regia. Actually, because of these two, this nascent chlorine is coming out, and because of this nascent chlorine, the platinum is reacting with this nascent chlorine and it is giving you platinum 4 chloride. Similarly, with the gold, it is giving you gold 3 chloride. So it is getting dissolved in aqua regia. This is aqua regia. Am I clear? This is the most important reaction of nitric acid. In HCl chapter also we have read about it. And here also in nitric acid we are reading. So you can correlate the chapter. You have seen that nitric acid, the reactions of nitric acids are similar to that of the acid, bases and salt, whatever we have read in that chapter. And here the aqua regia is similar to that we have read in HCl chapter. Okay, so if you read one, you can correlate with the other chapter also, and like that only you have to study. Okay, so these are the chemical properties of nitric acid. So it is the nitric acid chemical properties ends here. Now along with this, I am ending my first video here. We have covered the structure of nitric acid, the history of nitric acid, occurrence of nitric acid, nitrogen fixation, laboratory preparation of nitric acid and the precautions that has to be taken in laboratory preparation of nitric acid, and the physical and chemical properties of nitric acid, the oxidizing property of nitric acid. All these things we have covered in this chapter. In the next video, the topics to be covered, that is industrial production of nitric acid by Ostwald method, as I told you, uses of nitric acid, test of nitric acid and nitrates.